It's April on the farm and it's instantly crazy. The days are beautiful, but the nights are freezing, and that is causing me so many problems. I have thousands of plants that desperately want to grow, desperately want to be adopted for our seedling sale, but last night it was -4 Celsius, and these will all die in that temperature. Meanwhile, everything inside is growing like crazy and desperately needs to get out. But it isn't all bad, because I actually have almost the entire farm planted, and it will be a few weeks and will be full on food time. We're gonna start at the top of the property and work our way down. We are in my window greenhouse, which is actually really useless. We only ever use it for April and May to keep seedlings protected from frost. Right now, we have all of the cool temperature stuff inside the greenhouse here. It's still getting really cold overnight, and this greenhouse doesn't really hold a lot of nighttime heat in. So everything in here, it's doing okay. It's cool enough in here during the days. It's not going crazy, but I mean, this is all going to be farm food that we will be selling in June. We got bok choy, we got kohlrabies, we got lettuce. Over here we got our Swiss chards and all of our kales that we grow for big full-size leaves. More lettuce. I got some calendula that's for me to make things fancy. I'm really excited about what we have growing in here. You know, this is the second succession, and it's only going to continue from here. In fact, tonight I need to get another round of this.
Oh, look at the little babies.
Big plans for up here around the greenhouse this year. All of this area is going to be where we're putting in our perennial flowers. This greenhouse, you know, it's so beautiful. It's so fun to look at, and it's going to be extra fun, extra beautiful when it's surrounded by blooming flowers in the summertime. On the other side of the greenhouse, we have stuff that I planted last year. We have liatris and lilies, and I'm really excited to see it coming back. You know, they are perennial. I know they're cold hardy. They should be fine, but I always get the paranoia. You never know, the wolves come, they eat it all. So I am really happy to see that this is gonna come back. I'm gonna get another year. I'm gonna get years and years to come in the future. It's gonna be really beautiful, guys. We have the flower farm all prepped. It's ready to get planted, but this has to hold off. Everything that we plant into this section is warm weather annuals, things like the zinnias and the cosmos. It needs some time to warm up the ground. No more cool nights, which I hate and they make me angry, before we can get anything planted in there. But down here in the other section of the flower farm, we do have some color. All of the tulips are starting to bloom. They look absolutely beautiful. They are a nightmare. They should be this tall. They should not look like this, but I'm gonna enjoy them and I'll save complaining about them for another video. In the same way that we're excited to get the perennial flowers cleaned up around the window greenhouse, we're excited to get this section cleaned up too. We are growing more and more flowers every year. This year we're going to be growing more than we can even contain in what we've considered the flower farm. So we're excited to see this getting less weedy, getting more under control as the months go on and, you know, into the years to come. Hi, buddy. This is probably the most exciting part. You guys, this is what it's all about. This is the greenhouse that we have been keeping everything that needs to be warm at night in. We have been struggling. We said this year we absolutely refuse to pull stuff in and out overnight. So what we've been doing is we've been setting up a space heater inside of each of these tunnels, covered up and closed with the big tunnel over top, hold as much heat in as possible. You know, it's been almost every single night we've need to turn these on to make sure that they're being protected from frost. Tonight, we don't have to, but I'm so paranoid. We have nights like last night. It said it was gonna be at freezing and it got down to -4°C. That is really, really cold for this time of year, especially because we're getting these beautiful, hot, sunny days, you know, beach weather almost. You know, I really don't want this stuff to die. I've been working at it, growing it for 6 weeks now. These are all of the tomatoes and the pepper seedlings that we do for our seedling sale. These are one of, you know, the biggest events that we do on the farm. One of the most exciting crops that we basically sell. We have about 1,500 tomatoes, maybe 2,000, something like that. And then, you know, a couple hundred hot peppers and sweet peppers. We pot everything up into these paper pots. And we really like the paper pots because you plant them directly into the ground, no plastic waste. It makes us feel better about doing the seedling sale. This would be a lot of plastic garbage to be sending out into the world. So they take forever to do it, but I like doing it. And I find it makes a good product, and it is niche, you know, not everyone cares that it comes in paper, but I like to feel like a lot of our customers do care. If you're my customers and you care, thank you, I love you. Kawaii. At this point, the plants still need a few weeks before they're at their peak, at their ideal for getting planted out. We are going to be starting the sales May 1st. May 1st is a first day for adoptions. But ideally, I would like these to be going on Mother's Day. That's kind of what I timed it for. And here on the farm, we're probably going to be planting our tomatoes around that time too. Okay, I want to show these ones off specifically because they are so cute, and look how fun and frilly this foliage is. These are all Berries Crazy Cherry. I start the Berries Crazy Cherry a couple weeks earlier than I start the rest of the tomatoes. I find the Berries Crazy Cherry is a crazy long time to germinate, so I like to give it a full 3 weeks, like my peppers, to get started and get growing. But now they're starting to frill up, and you know, I love the look of them. They're so cute. A whole field of my little Berries Crazy Cherry friends. Something that isn't looking quite as good as the Berries Crazy Cherry is these are all my eucalyptus, and they haven't been doing anything. I don't know if they've been diseased, or if they need hotter temperatures before they start growing. But they've kind of been sitting in here for 2-3 weeks and nothing. So I don't know that I'm gonna offer them at the sale, just because I don't want to sell anything that isn't guaranteed to be healthy. But I'm not giving up on them for us for here. We're definitely going to be planting some of these, but yeah, I started out so strong with them. We also have all of our soil blocks for the seedling sale. I'm a little bit later on starting these. The soil blocks, they're kind of prime for 4 weeks. So I time them so they don't get overgrown for people putting them into their gardens. But I'm excited. They're starting to get their true leaves. I think they're going to be really happy and really healthy by the time the sale starts. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of ridiculous, this like 100 trays. There's like thousands of plants behind me. There's going to be many happy home gardeners.
You know, Serina, if I don't say at least 2 lines in every video, then I don't make my actor's wage. So, yeah.
Meanwhile, inside, things are getting really crazy in here. All of the dahlias, we drove to Vancouver so we could get them as early as possible so that they would be big and happy and healthy plants when we sold them at the seedling sale. And now that's working completely against us because they're big and happy and healthy, but they need the light. If we leave them inside for much longer, they're gonna start to get really leggy. I have been chopping the tops off. I've been cutting them down. This is what I would do to them in my garden anyways. I want them to bush up. Right now I have them under my strongest grow light. So it's limping them along, but I really need to get them outside. It's just, unfortunately, they're very, very, very cold sensitive, so they cannot handle these cold nights.
I was inside making a little, and I made this one.
I know, we saw Buddy. Buddy likes his. Here, you want to put it on Fatty?
Yeah, can you put it on Fatty for me?
Okay. I think I made you a gift, Fatty. I don't think he appreciates. Okay, there. What do you think, Patty? Is he grumpy about it?
I mean, it is attention.
Buddy. The bathroom is emptying out. I got really worried about what was going to happen for the seedling sale because we got so many people on the email list that I started more seeds. So this is like our 3rd succession of tomatoes that I have in here in case we sell out of everything and we still have customer demand into the end of May. These will be the perfect size for, May 15th onward. But other than that, I got basil blocks for the seedling sale, and I'm going to be planning on moving in some stuff that needs the heat to get germinated in here. But we're almost done. We're almost done with the bathrooms. We're almost done with the lights. If only we can get some warm nights. So the dahlias out in the garage are the ones for the seedling sale. These are all of mine. These are the ball and decorative style dahlias that we're gonna be growing here on the farm this year. I think we have about 150 of them. There is a lot, which should make Ian happy because Ian is obsessed with dahlias.
Of course, I like dahlias. I'm Team Flower.
Then Team Flower will appreciate this. Behind me, this doesn't really look like anything, but this is actually our entire flower farm. I have like 10 trays of zinnias. That means 700 zinnias. I have cosmos, I have status, I have like sunflowers. I can't even go over the whole list. There's everything that we're gonna be growing in the flower farm is here. Filming interlude. This is the story of my life right now. We need to go turn the water off. This time of year is really frustrating when it comes to water. We are so dry here in Kelowna. There is no water. Nothing's growing without irrigation. But our farm irrigation water is seasonal. It's only turned on, kind of when we're past all those freezing. So I still need to be watering. We're still getting freezing, which means our water isn't turned on. Our outbuilding is connected to our house water line, and that's on all year long. So this time of year, I'm literally dragging hoses day and night, desperately trying to get everything watered because the farm really needs it. We have almost the entire main section of the farm planted at this point. We have all of our direct seeded cool season crops, stuff like our kales, our baby kales, our baby lettuce, I did baby Swiss chard this year, my mustard mix, which I love. It's so beautiful. We also have beets, we have carrots, and they're popping up, they're growing. I've also done a round of seedlings here in this bed. I have kohlrabi, and then I also have a batch of bok choy. And back at the beginning in that window greenhouse, I have more successions of that coming. It doesn't look like there's much really going on in the farm at this point, but probably in about 2 weeks, we'll be getting close to harvesting. It's all weather dependent. It's hard to say right now when I will be selling again. Originally, I had aimed for having food available May 1st. At this point, that's not looking like I'll achieve it. But I'm really hoping that not Mother's Day weekend, because we'll be really busy here, but the week after that, we're going to be starting up with the Kelowna Farmers Market. Definitely Saturdays, maybe Wednesdays, depending on the food. And maybe by that Mother's Day long weekend, we'll actually have food that we can, sell in conjunction with everyone coming for the seedling sales. So I'm really excited to see it starting to go. This is why we do what we do, to get all this food. So it definitely lifts the spirits when I can come out here. I can see it all growing. Makes it easier to not complain so much about those cold nights. And this section, this is fun. This is super exciting. I have ranunculus. This is our experiment with ranunculus. I don't know if it's going to be too hot. I don't know if I'm going to get flowers, but no matter what, it's going to be fun. I have a whole bed of it there. We also have some rudbeckia and some snapdragons planted down here, and some larkspur and bachelor buttons. So flowers everywhere this year. Flowers. Ian's been putting on the peer pressure for team flowers, and I think you guys are all really going to enjoy it. The farm's going to look beautiful having all the flowers in it. I've started planting a greenhouse.
These are like the worst rows I think you've ever done.
Ian is not allowed to judge rows because Ian plants nothing. So technically, the worst rows planted on the farm are planted by Ian because they are empty rows. But this is basil. It's kind of sad. It really needed to get planted out earlier, and then the nights were too cold. But worst case scenario, I'll use it for filler. And then I am planning tomorrow. I got zucchinis going in. I'm really hoping that we'll have zucchini fruit for sale end of May, beginning of June. And then I'm probably also going to be planting in some cucumbers on the other side. This tunnel is not ideal. The plastic is really opaque. We're really excited about the new tunnels that we have coming that we're going to be getting set up in the next week or two. And those are where we're going to put like our tomatoes, the stuff that really matters. The plan for in here is it's a warm spot for now, and then in the summer we're going to cover this with shade cloth, and we're going to have lettuce growing in here. And hopefully our lettuce will do a bit better being in the shade, being a little bit sheltered from the sun. But for right now, it's warm. And last but not least, we have our garlic. Our garlic crop, it's growing. It needs some water, and I've been neglecting it because this is the farthest spot to water. It's hard to drag the hoses all the way down here, but it's going to be exciting.
Leave it up to Serina to talk for 25 minutes and not bring up all the beautiful cherry blossoms that this farm is surrounded in. It's like just in the last 2 days, they all opened up, and it's gorgeous. We're just surrounded by them. Serina, you talk too much, so this video is over.